Wine and the holidays seem to go together very, very naturally, but there is a Grinch this year, and it's been in the form of a counterfeit ring that has been preying upon investors. With us to explain and go into this subject is Craig Perman. He runs Perman Wine Selections here in Chicago. Craig, welcome.
Thank you.
Tell us about this counterfeit ring that's going on and the threat it is for someone who wants to collect and invest in wine.
On some of these small production, high-end cult wines, there was one in particular ring that you mentioned that was selling wine to collectors that wasn't, it was fake wine, counterfeit wine. And so there's been a huge reaction in our market.
Is this a big problem?
It is a problem because collectors really are shelling out money, and how do they know for sure that what they're buying is the real thing? So in that sense, it's a problem. I mean, it's a small percentage of the market for sure, what we're talking about, but in terms of dollar-wise, it's actually a lot of money that's being spent on, first growth Bordeaux and super culty California wines, and so it is a problem.
Let's talk a little bit about the investor today. How much do you need to begin to invest in wine, and where should you start?
The first thing you should do is go to an auction. Look at what's being sold. Those are kind of the focus wines. So first growth Bordeaux, some California cult, some of the big names from certain regions like Burgundy or Barolo. Those are the things that you should focus on.
Returns of about 12 to 14% of what I've been reading. Is that accurate?
Yeah, it can be. It's really a guessing.
That's annual too.
Yeah, and it's really a guessing game, because if you told me, in 2000 with first growth Bordeaux, we saw them coming out at $300–400 a bottle, and we're like, oh, that's crazy. Then we get to 2005, and now we're at $500–600 a bottle upon release, and we're like, oh, that's nuts. It's never going to go more than that. So it's hard to predict, because each time you see that, the reaction is, oh, there's no way it can go any higher. But the reality is, it probably will.
How little can you get into it?
We're talking wines that are $500 a bottle upon release, $1,000 a bottle upon release. So, and you're going to want to buy in full cases, whether that be a 6-pack case or a 12-pack case. So, yeah, you're looking a lot of times at a minimum investment of, $6,000 to $12,000 for a case, and yeah, it's not an easy thing to get into unless you really kind of have the capital to do so.
Terrific, very good advice.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Craig Perman from Perman Wine Selections.
Thanks for having me.